We acknowledge that Mount Allison University is located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This land is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship signed centuries ago. We recognize that many of our alumni, students, faculty, and podcast guests live in communities beyond the Mi'kma'ki, across Turtle Island and around the world. As we engage in conversation, reflection, and learning through this podcast, we invite all listeners to reflect on the lands they call home and the Indigenous peoples who have cared for them since time immemorial. As treaty people, we share a responsibility to engage respectfully with this land and with each other, to listen, to learn, and to honor the truths and histories that shape our shared future. Hello, everyone. My name is Carolle de Ste-Croix, and I'm the happy host of When Ducks Leave the Pond, the Mount Allison Alumni Podcast. Today, we're recording this in July, but you should be hearing this sometime before homecoming. And we wanted to reach out to alum who had kind of been involved in varsity athletics and kind of talk to them about their experience. And so today I'm really, really, really excited to have with us Annika Bell. Annika Bell is a member of the class of 2024. Hi, Annika.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So Annika, anyone who was here the same time as Annika was will know her, will remember her. She's one of those students where I say, oh my God, I miss their face. I miss having them on campus because of the energy that you brought to everything you did here. So let's chat. I mean, I know it's only been a year or so since you left the pond, but lots going on.
Yeah, well, first, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. And I also miss being on campus. Yeah, wow, a year. Like, it's just, I don't know. It also feels like 10 years ago, but it also feels like I haven't even left yet. So,
I know it's hard to describe that feeling, right? Especially when
yeah,
September hits and you're like, hold on, shouldn't I be like registering for a course or something?
literally.
Annika, let's start at the beginning. So, um, simple. What drew you to Sackville? How did you end up choosing Mount A?
I think a big part of me, I think I was very much a homebody, especially in high school, and I wanted to be close to home, but not too close. I wanted to move out of my parents' house. So I kind of was flipping and flopping between UNB, Mount A, just kind of like nearby because I grew up in Moncton. And I thought, you know what, Sackville might be the perfect distance. If I want to go home, I can. And I had a few friends going, and I didn't know exactly what I didn't have a specific program in mind. So I kind of just liked going Bachelor of Arts, figure it out from there, and kind of see where that led me. I guess that's how I ended up there.
Now, you also had a brother that attended and graduated in 2018, right?
Yes.
Did his attendance influence your application here at all?
Oh, definitely. I think so. I think he loved Mount A and just hearing from all the experiences, especially just little things like not just classes, but also things like intramurals or getting involved through residences and stuff. He was the president of Campbell Hall, and I kind of fell in those steps too of following him through there. But I think we had very similar experiences, and it definitely was a factor that drew me into the
Oh,
school.
good. Tell everyone his name just to give him a shout out.
Yeah, his name's Kiefer. It's Kiefer Bell. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course, there's always a connection. Kiefer was a really good friend of my daughter's who graduated in 2019. So there you go. Small little
Small world.
indeed. And just generally, you graduated with first class honors in visual material cultures. But I mean, that's just a part of what you did here, right? Like, I gotta tell you, you balanced like three minors, athletic achievement, campus involvement, and volunteering. How did you, and a lot, that's not different from a lot of alums, right? Like, not at all. Um, how did you balance all
Um, how did I balance all that? No, I think just thinking of the minors alone, a lot of my courses in VMCS crossed over, which helped me get like not even just minors, but certificates. And one of my profs, Christina Ionescu, she was kind of a big help through that and letting me or showing me which kind of minors I could do. And it was kind of crazy. In my last year, I completed a drama minor in 1 year. I really just took a couple summer courses and really went through with it. It wasn't like my plan from the start, but it kind of just happened and worked out that way. And I think with just extracurriculars and volunteering and whatnot, I found myself, well, I guess I hate to say this, but I never had a lab throughout my undergrad. And people would hate to hear me say that, but that gave me a lot of extra time outside of courses. So that's where I was like, why not use this time to good use instead of scrolling on my phone or waiting for my friends to get out of lab? Why not get involved somehow? So that's
Yeah.
where I kind of
Well,
grew through. Yeah.
you created your own lab, right?
Yeah.
All of those things that you did, all that volunteering, etc. That's a lab. That's kind of one of the things that Mount A is really known for, I guess, creating those spaces where you can create your own, I don't know, kind of your own space and your own learning. So, oh, that's great to hear. Uh, so, what exactly, like, tell us about some of this volunteering and then tell us about some of the athletics.
Um, for volunteering, it was mostly, I wouldn't say volunteering, I'd say the clubs, that all the different types of clubs that Mount A offers. So there's sports. So I was a part of the field hockey team, which is a club sport team, and also the ringette team. But there's also kind of stuff through like I remember in my fourth year, me and my friend Rachel, we'd visit a senior once a week. Just kind of like there's a bunch of different things you can kind of get involved in different categories. So we were a part of that and just volunteering through athletics. And that's what kind of brought me really into athletics. At the time, during my third, I guess all my years, there weren't very many sports courses, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, like you said, I created my own lab. I asked the athletic director at the time, I said, do you have any opportunities? And of course, there's always opportunities, not even just in athletics. I bet you if you ask anyone around, do you need help with something? They're going to say yes. So that's where I kind of eased my way in there. And I volunteer tons in athletics. And not only was it great for them, but also myself and my future.
Yeah. Um, so, but how did you manage it all? How, like, was it just a ton of energy or?
I think passion, especially for athletics. It was what I wanted to do. It's what I enjoyed doing. Wasn't something where I woke up and I was like, oh, I gotta go like volunteer for that. It was almost like this is an exciting opportunity. This is gonna help me in my future. And that's with anything, kind of everything I did, I had fun while doing it. I wasn't gonna sign myself up for something that I didn't enjoy doing. So it's kind of like a give. I was giving to whoever I was volunteering for and I guess to myself. But yeah, I think passion's a big thing and energy, of course. I don't like to sit down. I like to be on the go. I like to have my plate full of things. And I think that's what kind of got me through all those yeah, opportunities.
Was there a moment while you were at a kind of that moment where you realized, oh yeah, no, this is the right place for me. This is exactly what I want to be doing, or something like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do with my career. Was there kind of that moment in any of the years you were here where you kind of looked up or had a kind of a
Yeah.
an
Um, yeah, thinking kind of I think there was like I think there's a bunch of mini moments that made me realize that what I was doing is exactly what I like. This was my career path, and I knew this is exactly what I wanted to do. This is why I want to be involved in sports. And I think I started these little weekly segments on like I called it Mounties TV, and once a week I'd just talk for a minute and talk about the games, the results, the athletes in our school. And I think it's all the many moments of recognition, whether it was someone just going up and saying, oh, there's a girl from Mounties TV, or even them thanking me or anything along there. That's what made me realize, like, not only am I enjoying this, but other people are as well. And like just the odd comments kind of, you were meant for this, blah, blah, blah. So I think that was kind of where I realized those many moments made me realize that I want to work in sports and this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think, yeah, I don't think I could pick just one moment.
So we'll talk a bit about what you're doing now in a minute, but kind of want to just go into explore this idea of women in sports and your career path. So I think all of us are finding that women's sports are beginning to find more coverage finally,
Oh,
and
yes.
especially in the realm of women's hockey with the PWHL and all of that up and coming stuff. But do you see any gaps in the coverage in women's sports, such as soccer, etc.?
Yeah. I think there's gaps of coverage in all women's sports, but it's also, I don't want to think of it in a negative way. I also think it's a work in progress, like you said. I think it is growing. And even I find when you turn on the TV nowadays, you see more women doing broadcasting and kind of giving recaps in sports over like males. Like actually, so it's just, I think it's definitely growing. And thinking of women in sports or as a whole, I think we're doing a great job, especially in the Maritimes, of giving opportunities to youth, girls that want to get involved. Just comparing it to when I was young and the opportunities weren't as big and just having to play in co ed teams and that kind of stuff. So I think that we're going uphill. I think it's growing, but I think there definitely is still some gaps within coverage, especially when it comes to bigger leagues, because it can be difficult to find coverage on women's sports on TV. It's mostly you're flipping through all men's sports, the bigger NHL, NFL, all those big kind of things. But I do think that there is room for growth and I think things are going good. I don't
Yeah,
want to jinx it or anything, but I do think we're on the rise.
it really you kind of get that feeling. I think of uh, certainly you just kind of listening to media. I've been noticing more and more, so that's really good. Is there a
Yeah.
particular sport that you're passionate about and would love to be kind of the head broadcaster of?
um, I think hockey has always been up there. I think because I grew up in a hockey household and that's all we would watch. It's kind of the sport I understand the most, but working in soccer, that's also kind of riding back up to hockey. So I think hockey and soccer would be my top two for sure. But you never know. It's one of those things where you have to try it out and then you go, oh, I really like this. Oh, I really hate this.
Yeah. Just not limiting yourself to
Yeah.
not limiting yourself at all to kind of one thing. So right now, like you've got an exciting new job that came out of an internship. Can you tell us about the internship you did and who you worked for?
Yeah. So right after I graduated from Mount A in May, I went out to Ontario, Durham College, and did sports business management. It was an awesome program because it was one semester of classes. It was post grad, so one semester of classes, then you did an internship. So I decided you could do your internship wherever you wanted to. So I wanted to be a little closer to home. So I picked Halifax and saw that there was a new professional women's soccer team, the Halifax Tides.
Correct.
So I kind of they didn't post anything about like having interns, but I remember I was so like excited about there being a women's professional soccer team and I wanted to be a part of it. I was messaging on LinkedIn. I was like, oh, will you take me? Like, I just need the hours, no pay, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I got in as a marketing intern with the Tides. And then I was fortunate enough to sign on as marketing and production event coordinator with the Tides.
Ooh, so
And
how?
then even, yeah, big girl title.
Congratulations. So when did you start that kind of official position?
Right when my internship was done. So I did the internship till about, yeah, April. It's probably the end of April. And then we got right into the season. And actually, just recently, about 2 weeks ago, I signed on as the game day announcer for a home game. So
Wow. So tell us about what your day looks like. I mean, it's a wonderful title and it sounds really exciting, but what does a day doing the marketing for a professional women's soccer team in Halifax look like for you?
oh goodness, marketing, it can look different every day, every week. It all depends on if we have games and stuff, but I basically kind of run the social media for our team, so across all platforms. That being said, I don't like design the graphics and stuff. I have a marketing team that helps me alongside this kind of uh, task. But when it comes to the actual game and the game days, I'm writing the script like that I'm announcing. I'm planning the halftime show. I'm running the halftime show. So basically everything around the actual game itself. So like fan experience and improving that.
Yeah. And how long has the team been in Halifax?
It's the first year, like for the
Oh,
whole league.
wow.
Yeah.
How are the crowds? How are the fans? Do you feel
Great,
yeah?
especially yeah, we're doing great in Halifax because other teams, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Vancouver, Calgary, and while they're such big cities, right, it can be harder for them to. There's so many events going on in those big
Yeah.
cities, right? But for Halifax, it's just there's a game going on. Everyone wants to go. It's a beautiful sunny day. Like, oh, it's been great, phenomenal.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great and great for you to kind of be in on the ground floor and
Oh yeah,
building this stuff with them. Oh, congratulations. I'm really
thank
happy.
you.
Yeah. So does Halifax look like it'll be home for you for a while? Is it close enough to Moncton or?
I truly I love it here. I could see myself living here for a while, but also it's just the whole idea of professional sports, right?
Yeah.
Will will we get a PWHL team here? Will we, is that something that will be for a while, right? Because if opportunities rise, it's not something I want to, the bigger cities, they got more opportunities, especially through broadcasting and stuff. But I don't know. A little part of me, I guess a big part of me really loves it here so far.
Oh.
So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm here for a while.
Who are your kind of the folks that the, the female broadcasters out there in any sport? Is there anyone in particular that you look to and say, "Oh my goodness, I, hope to get to the point where I'm doing what she's doing"?
Oh yes, easy answer. Kenzie Lalonde for sure.
Woo!
Went to Mount A. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She's. I mean, she's the main reason I even had the courage to reach out to the athletics department in my second year and be like, "Hey, can I volunteer?" She kind of ran me through her experiences and her way of getting involved in broadcasting when she was at Mount A, and that just kind of she's been a role model since day one. And
Well, how did you meet her?
um, I think I found her through social media online, or actually, now that I think about it, it was the athletic director at the time, Pierre Arsenault.
Yeah.
He kind of mentioned like, "Oh, you should reach out to Kenzie, like blah blah blah. She was a part of this, and this." So it's like, you know what, maybe I will. So I reached out to her, and we just kind of connected and had a call one afternoon, and so that would have been what, 2021, I'd say. And since then it's been nice. We've stayed in contact. I've been able to shadow some of her broadcasting experiences in Toronto, and it's really been growing, and it's nice just to have someone to kind of message, I don't know, once a year, once a month, and catch up and follow her in her steps. But yeah.
So I didn't even know that you knew Kenzie. Was not a leading question, but you're talking, and I've just about got tears in my eyes, Annika, because how many times have I heard that story? How many times have I spoken to someone in the 18 years I've done this job, as I always say, and that, they reached out to someone or someone reached out to them, and that alumni to alumni connection
100%.
is really, really special. And, just because the alumni office doesn't know it happened doesn't matter at all. Do a lot of that mentorship matching, but certainly to hear that were guided to the right person, and that right person has been responding and mentoring you, it's really quite, 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 quite.
Yeah, no, it truly is amazing. And just, I think at in the time, I was kind of like, she has the same interests as me. She went to Mount A. How can I do what she's doing now? And then
Well,
Mount A kind of brought us.
well, how she started, part of it was what we called, I think, the Mountie Minute.
Yeah.
And so Mountie Minute through our marketing office, Melissa Lombard, et cetera, and
Mhm.
Pierre Arsenault, and to know that it kind of all started with this little tiny project of, oh yeah, let's do a Mountie Minute. And then, of course, she quickly went on to a bunch of other things, but it's very, very heartwarming. Are there people on campus that you kind of think back and think, oh my goodness, I'm so glad they were kind of part of my life while I was here? Your friends, and obviously, and fellow students, but while you're at Mount A.
I think I could divide that kind of in two categories. Coming the perspective of profs and I guess mentors in that way. Christina Ionescu, she was my supervisor for my honors. I remember after my first year, I was like, okay, in Bachelor of Arts, what's my major? What's my minor? Like, what even is a major and minor, right? And I didn't really have I had nothing specific that I was really interested in, but I remember she reached out to me, I think, and introduced me to VMCS, and I mean, she's the main reason I stayed at Mount A, right? And letting her, I don't know, she kind of led me towards doing an honors too, and having that option to do an honors on something that you pick, right? And me being able to bring in sports into my honors, even when BMCS isn't even sports, right? That's a whole thing itself.
Annika, what was the topic of your honors thesis?
It was all about advocating for club sport teams at Mount A, and I redesigned the Mount A Athletics website. So,
Wow, I didn't even know
yes,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
no, lots of fun through there, lots of late nights, but
yeah.
yeah, no, it was pretty incredible that I was able to take my interest and bring it into my thesis and write a thesis about it. But yeah, I think she was one of the biggest mentors there. And then at the time, athletic director Jacques Belfleur,
Yeah.
he gave me all those opportunities through volunteering, through all these big ideas I had, and helping me alongside my thesis. Definitely a big thanks to him.
Oh,
And then obviously at the end of the day, my friends. I mean, that's I feel like everyone who goes around I says that. And it's my friends, like I met my lifetime friends. But I was actually thinking the other day and I was talking to my friends, and it's only Mount A that you see online where when someone graduates, there's always a big paragraph. Thank you for being my lifetime friends, this and that. And you just don't see that from other schools. Like it's always just, oh, I graduated this and that. But Mount A, you meet your friends, you meet your people, and I truly believe that everyone does meet their group there here, or I mean, there at Mount A.
In fact, some of the research we've done to help guide us through what we do, the programming and alumni engagement, we are one of the only universities that checks the box for, what was the thing that you got the most out of going to your institution? And for us, it's the people you met. It's the friends.
Yes. No, 100%. I like seriously, it's every single post I see from a graduate, it's at least 90% of them says, and I met my people, I met my friends. Thank you to Mount A. Like I truly believe, yeah, I met my people.
Yeah, I love the fact too that we're so like not everyone is from New Brunswick, right? Most universities you go to kind of your provincial capital and go to the university. With
Yeah.
us, it's very pan-Canadian. There's of course tons of international students, and the fact that we don't kind of that we're residential allows us to that your roommate is someone, or the person next door is someone that takes fine arts and you're in sciences, but yet you still go see when they do their poster competition, or the other person goes to see their crits. It really does bring so much to the table, I think, as a student experience. That's really
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. And so what oh my goodness, look at that. It is passing, the time is going by quickly, and I still have a few more questions. So If you could give advice to 16-year-old Annika as she's choosing where to go and what to do, is there anything you wish you had known at the time?
Um, I think honestly I tell myself to stop. I think back in the day I'd think like every decision I made was what was gonna happen. Like I think I would have told myself to stop worrying so much about the future and the past. Everything will end up great no matter what you kind of pick. Everything will line up. I mean, as I think throughout the years, I kind of I think I learned a lot about stoicism and kind of you're not in control of what happens, but kind of how you react. And yes, you'll have bad days, you'll have good days, but if you go to Mount I mean, everything kind of led to where I was going and kind of worked out in the end. And I think I just learned to not worry so much about the things happening around me and kind of do the things that I love and the things I like and surround myself around the people that make me a better version of myself. And I ended up to, I guess, success, I could say.
Yeah, I would say very successful.
But yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of to wrap it all up,
Yeah.
first of all, congratulations on this new gig.
Thank you.
It's really, I mean, what a wonderful thing to hear that you're exactly where you want to be. Um, can you kind of give us, you alluded to it a bit at the beginning, but do you have kind of a vision of where you're going to be in the future? Like, what is the ideal dream job?
I think it's pretty incredible that my ideal dream job from when I was 10 years old is still the same. And I think I just want to continue to grow in broadcasting and maybe the end goal be the BTSN, be anything within the PWHL. But uh, I think I do have a passion for women's sports and the growth of it, especially working with the Tides. So hopefully in the next 5 years, somewhere's along there. But I've also realized through all my volunteering and time at Mount A that a big part of me is I want to continue volunteering and giving. I think through all the opportunities I had at Mount A, it made me realize that that's also what makes me happy. And yeah, so hopefully that continues throughout the 5 years and maybe someday I will end up on TSN
Well,
next to Kenzie.
next to Kenzie. Oh my God, that's so sweet. And certainly, I mean, your work was recognized because you are one of our graduating student award winners. And just tell everyone the award you got when you graduated.
Yeah. I received the Don Norton Memorial Award, and it was basically student involvement on campus in general, whether that was through volunteering, athletics clubs, all of that sort of stuff. And oh, I remember a million people always told me when I first started Mount A, get involved, get involved. And as cheesy it is, but seriously, it's so important to get involved. There's so many opportunities. And I think I took advantage of that in a positive way. And I remember being so shocked when I did win that award, but it really helped me reflect and look back on my own life and realize, okay, yeah, like I did deserve that. Like all the experience I've had, not to toot my own horn or anything, but seriously, all the time put in, and yeah, it was incredible. And it's nice to look back on even just the word itself, and it's a good reflection of my time at Mount A.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Don Norton, of course, was an incredible athlete and a credible scholar and a student leader. And that award still recognizes those three very important kind of pillars in a student's life. He died during World War II over the skies of France. And the award that bears his name is very important, was very important to his classmates. And so I'm really glad that you are in that long tradition of Don Norton Award winners, and of course um, the Jane Eaton Award, also that student leadership award that goes with that. So I know it's been a year, but congratulations on that award.
Thank you.
Congratulations on this internship. Congratulations on this job, and I can't wait to see what's coming up for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Annika. It's been a joy.
Yes, thank you.
A sincere thank you to the executive producer and director of our podcast, Kay, who is the quadrant intern at the Alumni Engagement Office. A sincere thank you to them, and especially to the fine folks at CHMA FM Radio who have made all of this possible by allowing us to use their facilities here on campus.
Mount Allison strives to be a safe, respectful, and welcoming place for people of all genders, diverse sexualities, gender identities, and gender expressions through education, programming, support, and advocacy. We prioritized upholding, maintaining, and honoring that environment during the creation of this podcast.